Hey, what's up guys? It's Other Ben here, and I am bringing you this week's Good Trouble album review. This week, per request by Tyler, we have Moving Pictures by Rush. Before we get into Moving Pictures, we'll recap Tyler's album review of arguably one of the greatest albums of all time, Hanson's Middle of Nowhere. Now, this album features timeless classics such as Mbop and 12 other tracks that might as well not even exist.
Mbop, da dooba da, ba dooba, ba dooba da, ba dooba bop, dooba da da ba doo, yeah. Mbop, dooba da, doo bop, ba doo da, ba doo ba doo bop doo, yeah. Mbop, da boo bop, ba boo da doo bop. Bop, bop, mbop, boo da boo doo, yeah. Mbop, ba doo bop, ba doo bop, ba doo ba boo da ba doo, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we need to say anything more about that. Now for the main meat of this album review burger, Rush's Moving Pictures. Released in 1981, this was Rush's 8th studio album and is currently their highest-selling album in the United States, and I would argue rightfully so. This album is packed with an amazing collection of songs. I mean, when the opening of your album is Tom Sawyer, and the fourth track of your album is Limelight, and in between are classics such as Red Barchetta and YYZ, it doesn't get better than that. I should have prefaced this review by stating that I am very, very easy to please musically. I like the sounds of most music out there and can usually find a way to get pleasure out of anything that I'm listening to. That being said, I do believe this album is one of the best hard rock, if not best rock albums of all time. First four songs on the album represents Rush's newfound interest and talent in writing songs that belong on the radio, which at the time was not considered a bad thing at all. Especially since they were able to keep it Rush by incorporating odd time signatures into nearly every song on the album. Along with that, they also did it in a manner where the average listener couldn't even tell that anything was different. So really, this album appeals to very technical listeners and just your average listener in that sense too. It was this ability to write radio-friendly songs that would eventually change their sound in the coming future. This album starts as about as recognizable as they come. And throughout the song, we're feeling beats, we're feeling music that you can't at least nod your head to. It's just such infectious music, and I really don't need to go into much further because I feel like we all know how this song goes. This takes us to the second song, Red Barchetta. One thing that makes Rush truly incredible is their ability to tell a story through not only lyrics, but through the music that they play as well. If you follow along carefully with the dynamics, the instrumentation throughout it, you really do get a sense of what Neil Peart is writing about. It makes you feel as though you're experiencing this trip with them. It's that makes Rush really one of the best songwriters of maybe all time. I read an article one time, I don't remember who published the article, but it was the worst lyricists of all time list. Shock. Neil Peart was listed as the second worst lyricist of all time. And that is just purely insulting. Now, whether you like Rush's music or not, it's really hard to argue with the fact that Neil Peart really knows what he's doing as a lyricist and is an incredibly talented and smart man who can, like I said, turn a magazine article into a beautiful song. After all that hoopla about lyrics, we come to a song that has no lyrics or words. Of course, that's YYZ, one of probably the most well-known instrumental rock songs of all time. And man, this song holds a special place in my heart. It goes way back to when I was a kid playing Guitar Hero 2 in my basement. And I just thought it was the coolest shit ever. Can you tell that I have no idea how to play guitar? It was this and ultimately my dad's love for the band as well that first introduced me to them. And it was actually the first concert that I willingly went to. And I went to that concert only wanting to see YYZ. I was 12 and I was tired and I wanted to go home. Missed YYZ. I missed the only reason I wanted to go to that show. But it was just incredible. It was an incredible experience to see them play live, and they still kick ass when they're 60, 70 years old. And now we got on to another one of their more well-known songs, Limelight. I personally feel as though this song, lyrically for sure, is one of their best, but it might also be their best song they've ever written. It takes a look into the not-so-glamorous side of being a famous musician. This song really, really taps into that. You have the line, "I can't pretend a stranger is a long-awaited friend," and I still think that is one of the most honest and truthful lines in any song that I have ever heard. It taps into that same sentiment where it's like, I see these people on the street, they know me, they feel like they know me so well, but then you have the person who's being attacked like that, who is like, I don't know you at all, and it's hard for me to pretend that you, a stranger, is somebody that I've known for my entire life. And I think with this song, the main takeaway from that is that one line, and I think he really, really connected with a lot of famous artists with that one line alone there. Now we flip the album over onto its second side, which I personally feel gets way too often overlooked. They're arguably some of the greatest rock songs in history, and you gotta follow that up with another side of music. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous. You can't do that. Let's all be honest with ourselves here for a sec. It wouldn't be a Rush album if it didn't feature a song that was at least 10 minutes long. Now, as much as I love the song and the repeating themes and variations that occur throughout it, I think it could have done better if it was a little bit shorter. Towards the end of it, right before Alex Lifeson's incredible guitar solo, I start to get this feeling of boredom, repetitiveness, redundancy. And while I understand that a lot of those sections might be necessary to the flow of the song, I think they could have been shortened or maybe just changed up a little bit so that the listener feels like they're hearing something new when really you're just building upon the same variation as before. And that's not to say that it's a bad song by any means, because I still do love this song and I think it's an incredible song. It's just that it could have been, minute, 2-3 minutes shorter maybe. But all in all, the song is still great to showcase that Rush is still capable of writing long epics such as featured in 2112 or the song 2112. And that brings us into Witch Hunt, which I personally believe gives us the greatest insight into what the future of their sound would sound like. And throughout, we're basically all riding just one big synth wave until a couple sections come in and we get that heavy intro riff. And I would say this song is probably my least favorite on the album. And again, that doesn't mean that it's a bad song. It just means that it's not quite up to the likes of, Red Barchetta, YYZ, Limelight, Tom Sawyer. And part of the reason, too, is personally, I'm not as big of a fan of slower songs. But every time that riff comes back, my ears perk up again, and I'm all ears at that point. Because it's such a heavy, hard-hitting riff that breaks through these synth waves that almost put you in like a trance. And that dynamic is what actually makes it a good song, too. As is the case in most Rush songs, I think the drumming is phenomenal. Not only the drumming throughout it, but I think some of the percussion pieces at the beginning, too, give this song a very unique vibe. Again, a little hypnotic, a little transical bass at the end of the song, too, when Geddy Lee starts just wailing away at these runs while the synth is building up, holding this note. It's just incredible. And it feels very orchestral as we end the song. And then that brings us to the final song on the album, Vital Signs. This song, upon first listen, 'cause I've heard this song before, I was like, oh my goodness, this sounds like a Police song with, You know, it's very reggae influenced. It sounded a lot like Message in a Bottle to me, which is one of my favorite Police songs. It's a different feel for the album, and it's a nice closing track. Though I do feel Witch Hunt probably would have made a better closing track, but I digress, because it's still a great closing song. Overall, I think I would give this song an 8 and a 9 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10. Just because it's one of the greatest albums of all time, and I think the songwriting, the lyric writing in the album are just so good and everything. As far as favorite tracks go, I would probably have to say YYZ to be my favorite track, and least favorite track I would say, like I said earlier, Witch Hunt, just because it's a little slower, not personally my thing. So that does it for me in this week's Good Trouble album review. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. Tell me in the comments your thoughts on the album. And tune in with us next week when Rousey is going to be reviewing The Great Escape by Blur. Catch you next week.
Did you like that thing?
We have other things.
Click over there to subscribe.
We also do music. That's going to be up here.
Watch our other content in that corner.
And thanks for watching.